Here we go. And another one. This is SRxun, Servant-in-Chief of the Essence International Community of Companies, with another great share. And if you hear that sound in the background, that's me tooting my own horn. I feel that every one of these is great. So, as always, I'm speaking for myself. And hopefully, some listener or listeners out there will be touched and led to an overcoming life by hearing this. So, with that said and wishful thinking, I'll get right into it. And not to get into the entire process of how I digest the word and, take my treatments. But ultimately, I'm led to share in different ways. And I would say 9 out of 10 times, what I actually share is not what I began thinking about sharing. That's just how it goes. And I'm really happy that it goes that way, because I feel I'm being led and following the leading of God's Spirit. So today, I'm going through my process of digesting the Word, meditating on it, ruminating in it, and just, trying to stay open to what speaks to me, what direction God has for me to go in. And so I have an idea as always, and I'm saying, okay, that seems about right. And I'm actually on my way back home. And right as I'm coming back home, I come into the gate of the complex where I'm at. And this van is leaving the complex, passes by, and I look on the back, and it looks like a fellow entrepreneur out there about to go and start another day. And hopefully I'm not misquoting the name, but as I remember it, the name of this business was, of course it's not how it goes. I believe it's Second Chance to Change. No, that doesn't sound right. But it had these numbers too in it. I believe something with second chance, right? Oh, second chance to shine. That's it. Second chance to shine. That's what caught my attention. There were words under it, so I'm not sure what type of cleaning business, whether if it was like a car wash or house cleaning, but it seemed like some type of cleaning business, but the name was Second Chance to Shine. And that really spoke to me, because I've realized that God specializes, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob specializes in taking those that have been cast away. So that means they've ran out of chances, so to say. They have been cast aside, downtrodden, left for dead, disregarded, etc., etc., etc. And he specializes in making something beautiful out of these lives. I've heard the term said, he's the God of second chances. And while I would agree, that's not applicable to me, because I believe my second chance expired probably somewhere around me being a young kid. After reaching the age of accountability, I'm sure almost immediately I blew through that second chance. I can definitely say, I have that sort of, what is the word? I don't know the exact word, but the idea is, I have experienced times where I've said, and I use it where when I was in my drinking phase, right? And I drank way too much, and I'm just calling Earl everywhere, and I'm sick to my stomach, and I'm spinning, and I'm throwing up, and da 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 da, right? And I make this vow, oh God, if you just get me out of this, if you just help me, I won't do it no more. I went through more, than a second chance in that, because of course, when I felt better, where was I again, right? But this idea of being able to shine bright for the Lord in this quote-unquote second chance, by seeing this, really led me and kind of reinforced the idea of the main text today. And I'm taking it from chapter 11, verse 3. This is when God tells us how he gave favor to his people in Egypt. And it makes mention that, to quote, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants and in the sight of the people. And this whole idea of second chances, it's like it all came together right here. Because if we go back and we look at the history of Moses, to me that really blew my mind. In the fact that, going back to the beginning of Moses' existence on this earth, his life began under the threat of death. I believe it's the Pharaoh out there was looking for the Hebrew children and taking them out. His mother had to hide them, and basically he was sent off, and he was adopted into, of all places, the Egyptian royal family. Now I think I misspoke. I don't think it was Pharaoh that was killing babies. I'm not sure, but the story is he was under the threat of death. He goes into the Egyptian royal family. Right there, that tells me he was in a place of reverence and revere, quote unquote, greatness, because you're part of the royal family. You're on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? From there, he becomes a shameful killer. We all know how he slayed the person persecuting his kinsmen. Again, he went back under the threat of death and had to flee. 40 years later, God says, hey, it's time for you to go back. He goes back. There was a couple times where Pharaoh actually, I believe one of the first times, he actually threatens him and says, hey, the next time you see my face, you're gonna die, or something like that. Well, despite the threat of death again, he is seen as great among the people. Then, of course, as the story progresses, death actually destroys the threat, and then the exit from this land. And this is where this idea of 2 times great comes into play. You always hear the second time around is better than the first time. And that's why these two things came together, and I was like, wow, what a God. And what a way that he works. That's why, me personally, I am so amazed. I'm so in awe of him. To the point sometimes I feel guilty, where I just want to be like him in such a way. I feel like it's almost maybe obsessive or fanatical. And I have to say, God, I don't want to be you I just want to be like you. I don't know if anyone out there hearing can relate to that, but that's the best way I can express my infatuation with his awesomeness, his greatness. And today he reminds me through the life of Moses that in him, the redemption of his spirit, the new birth experience gives a second chance to shine. That just does something. Ooh. Caption this. Caption this. See what I did there with the two thing? So